Hello, Facebook watchers, YouTube watchers. We've got about 8 minutes before showtime. Just want to get that set up. If you cannot hear the audio on Facebook or on YouTube, I suggest that you go to AM 970, The Answer, and hear it. We haven't worked out some of the issues with the audio for Facebook and for YouTube. So I suggest you can watch the show on there, but I suggest if you want to hear the whole thing, you go to AM 970, theanswer.com. There's a red listen live button. Click on it, and there you go. And there you go. Enjoy the show. We're here in New York City, and we're ready to rock it. It was raining in New York City a little while ago. Seven minutes. Hang in there. As my old friend Al Serauto used to say, you're listening. Bum, 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 bum. Watching the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Reds playing right now. For Jet fans, Daryl Slater of NJ.com will join us at about 8:15 tonight, about 15 minutes or so. Anyway, just thought I'd tell you that. Great show plan. A lot of stuff to talk about tonight. I'll be able to hear the music in my headset, correct? Yeah, look, I'll hear the music in my headset. Bum, 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 bum. Any Atlanta people got an Atlanta Braves score for me there? Thank you, James. Always representing. See? The ATL. Done. 5 minutes and counting. You know how hard it is to wait a week to do this? I'm like ready to go. As I said last night, we can go 5 hours. We can go 6 hours. My wife loved it last week, and I said, could you pick me up at the Harrison station at midnight? She was very thrilled, especially when she got into my car and there was no gas and there was no gas stations. Oh, that didn't go over well. She's a good egg, though. She's a good egg. She's definitely a good egg. Bum, 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 bum. Steve Sherris. It's not over with yet, though. Bum, 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 bum. Good thing you know I'm my wife. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, 4 minutes. Wow. Dun, 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 dun. Steve, I can tell you now, you may not be able to hear some of the audio, so I would go to the website and listen to it if you want to get the full experience. Anybody nervous? Anybody scared?
Question is, are you nervous?
Never nervous. I'm never nervous. You know what took that away? About 4 hours ago, I hit a half a Xanax. It's gone. It's gone. 3 minutes and counting. That was Jerry Glanville said years ago when the Falcons opened up in Kansas City, and it's on NFL Films. You go, anybody nervous? Anybody scared? All right, 2 minutes. Time to rock and roll. I might as well look at the comments now before I can't. Bring who on camera, Dave? Who am I bringing on camera? Oh, that's a Facebook note. All right. I think Joe Piscopo broke this chair. Or Al broke this chair. 1 minute and counting. Yeah, I want to. You can let me hear that. All right. Okay.
Professionals recommend balance of nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that not only recommend it, but use balance of nature as well. I look at balance of nature and look what it's doing for me as I start taking it, and for the patients that I have that are taking it, it's been phenomenal watching the changes that have happened and how much healthier and how much more energy that they have. I haven't heard any negative feedback from any of my patients who have taken the product. The thing that amazes me with it is that it's so simple. You call.
Here we go. Oh, I forgot it's 8:05. Sorry. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Sorry about that. What a dummy. What a dummy. You know that. You know the guy who gives the update, the local update here. You know, is he here? No, the guy who gives the update in the traffic during the show. Is he here or no?
Oh, is he here? No.
Yeah. Oh, he's not? Because his voice and the way he comes across, he sounds like the guy in London that you can't make laugh.
Yeah, some of the people they have on here aren't exactly.
Where is he?
Well, they're not you.
Where is he?
I have no idea.
Wow.
SR News come probably from Dallas. Something like that.
Really?
We have a lot of that. That would be my guess.
Because he does the weather and traffic, the whole thing.
Yeah, they do I think they have 2 different people come on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But listen to his voice. He's like, make him laugh. Sorry, watchers. 4 minutes.
Check out more news, read more analysis, get them both at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRochester. I'm Joe Adams. I'm a pharmacist.
Hello, Joe Adams. How are you? Hey, that's nothing to joke about.
We lose 64,000 lives.
Someone's hurt on the Cowboys.
No one's.
Boo-hoo.
What I view is the highest level that I could reach within my profession. And yes, it happened to my family. provider of healthcare information. It's important to have an open line of communication with your pharmacist about safe medication usage, including opioids. The members of the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy focus on
Eat your soup.
pharmacies and pharmacists providing safe medication and patient services to you and your family. I will never see my son. If you think it can't happen to your family, learn how to keep you and your loved ones.
That's such a depressing spot to hear before the show.
What was that?
A depressing spot to hear before the show.
Yeah, they're all, the PSAs are depressed.
Oh,
These are buckle up or your kids will die. Shelter bees. Those are the PSAs. They're awful.
It was discovered in the Sinaloa state capital, Culiacan, almost certain work of the Sinaloa drug cartel, trafficking cocaine from Colombia and homegrown heroin. The cartel is increasingly turning to crystal meth, which can be cheaply and easily produced in clandestine chemical labs. This haul, destined for the US market of addicts worth millions, was destroyed on site. James Beers, Mexico.
Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has ratified an anti-cybercrime law that rights groups say
1 minute.
censoring online media. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron Durant.
like I said, if you can't hear some of the audio because we're having some audio issues, go to am970theanswer.com if you're not local.
We get the details from correspondent Jackie Quinn.
President Trump says he's been speaking with corporate leaders who say that they'd rather prepare twice-yearly profit, revenue, and spending reports rather than the quarterly earning reports now required by the Securities and Exchange Commission. It's a practice that began in the 30s to help rebuild investor confidence. Twice-a-year reporting would save time and money, and experts say it
Ready?
Ready, Freddie?
We coming?
Ready, Freddie?
Well, the SEC says it's already been exploring the idea. Professor Charles Elson at the University of Delaware is opposed, saying quarterly reports can offer warning signals if a company is in the wrong direction. Jackie Quinn, Washington.
For news and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron Durant.
It's Saturday evening, time for Talking Sports. Here's your host, Jonathan Friedman.
It is Saturday evening, and we are talking sports right here on AM 970. The Answer, WNYM. I'm John Friedman. James Simeone is on the other side of the glass. That's the voice you hear when you call the show. James, how you been? It's wonderful. Lots to talk about in the next 2 hours. You bring it, we'll talk about it. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. Also, we're streaming the show. Go to am970theanswer.com. Click on that red Listen Live button, and you'll get us on your mobile device, laptop, etc., and enjoy the show on the World Wide Web. Lots to cover in the next 2 hours, including Giants and Jets. They take the next step as they get closer to week 1 of another NFL season. We'll look at that and the rest of the NFL. Coming up after the break, Daryl Slater, who covers the beat of the New York Jets for NJ.com, will join us. The latest beaning in baseball has opened up a juicy debate. I'll share my take on the matter later in the show. Coming up in the second hour is we'll play You Can't Stump Marty. It's almost fantasy time. We'll take a look at players and their projected draft rounds, your calls and other sports news. And speaking of calls, give us a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. For the listeners that also like to see us visually, if you go to Facebook and type in Talking Sports with Jonathan Friedman, it's public, it's live, you'll get me there. And also on YouTube, type in Talking Sports with Jonathan Friedman. It's public, it's live, it's there also. Also, you can follow me in the show on Twitter at John Sports Talk. And of course, you can get the show again online at am970theanswer.com. NYC.com. Now, I need to change my opening script because I always say that James is the voice that you hear. Actually, it's not James' voice you hear. It's my man, Charles. We call him Charles. We call him Chuck. He's not, hello, Charles. Say hello to everybody. There you go, buddy. That's the voice you hear when you call the show. All right, so Daryl Slater of NJ.com, he'll join us in a few minutes, and we'll talk New York Jets football. Quickly, let me run down a little bit about the Jets, their preseason game the other night. You know, in New York City, you got to be perfect. I'm reading the Post. I'm reading other publications, and they're like, I don't know, Darnold's kind of struggled this week. And I'm like, what? He went 6 for 7 for 49 yards. Listen, there's no such thing as perfection with a rookie quarterback. I was actually impressed with him. His pocket presence is excellent. Stop looking at things that are silly because he's working with guys that he's not probably going to be working with regularly. So don't overanalyze the situation. The kid's going to be good. Again, I can't tell you if he's going to start. And I got to tell you also, are they getting a little lightning out of a bottle with Teddy Bridgewater? But the situation is, you know, everybody keeps saying, well, you go to training camp, they're going to trade him, whatever. You know, I'm not so sure that's going to happen. If you can get the right pieces. Yeah. You think they regret signing the other guy to $12 million contract? Yeah.
But that's what the market said, and maybe they just weren't 100%. They were going to get Donald or whatever the situation was, so they made a decision. Teddy was a risk. He looked great, but at the moment, it's a great problem to have.
Oh, wonderful.
For the Jets, especially, who haven't had a quarterback.
And is there a team out there that could use a Teddy Bridgewater in the starting position? The Jets. But again, remember I told you, you can't go by preseason. It's hard to watch, and I really can't go by looking at and giving you an analysis of players. It's just hard. Right, and then he gets cut before camp ends. So, and for you Giant fans, you know, I didn't get to see much of the game. I understand that Webb, who you all hated a week ago, looked great last night. So that's what I keep saying. Stop looking at preseason football. Now, the coaches and the staff, they understand what they're looking at. They look at things that we have no idea what they're looking at. So, you know, we're not experts when it comes to coaching and what they see. So anyway, give us a call on the Gotta Go to Moves call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. So we got a great show. We're going to talk about that latest beaning in baseball. We're going to go over fantasy drafts and where some people or some players are projected to go. You know, I got to tell you, fantasy drafts in most fantasy drafts, and James, I'm sure you guys run into this also, by the team that you have that you draft and the team that you end up with are very never similar at the end of the day. Yeah. Yeah. You got to be an expert on the waiver line. Now, I'm in a 14-team league, which is really terrible because there's never anybody available. So if my man Brian's out there listening, is there any way that we can get this down to 12 teams? So Johnny has at least an opportunity to play on the waiver wire. Yeah. Yeah, and it drives me crazy. And by the way, when I see guys that are in the lineup on a bye, I call the commissioner every time. That's ridiculous and not fair to everybody else. Yeah. And when it comes to, you know, tiebreakers and all that nonsense later in the year, it is crazy. I mean, it's just absolutely nuts. So, and we'll go over a lot. We've got, somebody asked me the other day the best wrestling tag team guys over all these years. I've got that. We've got so much. We got your calls. We got a great show planned, and I'm looking forward to getting Daryl in here to talk about the New York Jets. We'll go over baseball. We'll go over the trading deadline. August 31st is right around the corner. So anyway, when we get back, we'll talk with Daryl Slater. We'll take your calls. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening with me, John Friedman. We'll be right back. We got some technical issues tonight.
Somebody screwed up all of our commercials now.
Can you fix it or no?
Okay, I'll make it work.
Matt's falling asleep over there.
Your table, ladies.
Thank you so much. So, Vicky, how have you been? Great. It's been so long. Last time we saw each other was what? Your daughter's wedding on that yacht? What was it? The Atlantis? Yes, the Atlantis. It was perfect for the wedding with its 3 decks, bridal suite, immaculate restrooms, dance floor, and state-of-the-art sound system. The food and service was great, and I hear they bake those delicious rolls right on board. They do. I've been trying to decide what to do for my daughter's sweet 16.
Hey, if you need some help with
Book the Atlantis. They do more than just weddings.
I'll do it at the break.
Cocktail parties, bar and bat mitzvahs, luncheons, and guests are able to board from several locations. Francesca was so easy to work with. Call her at 212-385-9400 or email her at events@franstouchofclass.com.
Charter the Atlantis for your event today. Call Francesca at 212-385-9400 or visit franstouchofclass.com. For a limited time, mention AM 970 for a free menu upgrade on the Atlantis.
It's time for back-to-school savings at Modell's. Men's and women's Adidas team issue fleece now $29.99. A savings of up to $35. Boys Adidas graphic tees are 2 for $20. And select men's Adidas tees.
Was he able to get him?
Got him on.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
I'll fix this whole lot.
All right, wait till they're gonna get crushed. Not you, them.
Automotive Diagnostic Services of Whippany, New Jersey, in the heart of Morris County, is your dedicated family neighborhood automotive repair service. At the corner of Jefferson and Parsippany Roads in Whippany, they fix engine performance issues, brakes, tune-ups, suspension work, and all general auto repairs. Your car's important to you, and they know it. If you're seeking friendly service from folks who want your business, look no further than ADS Automotive. Go to adsautomotive.com or give them a call at 973-887-0679. ADS Automotive is a proud sponsor of Talking Sports.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Saturday evening. I'm John Friedman. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. It's a good thing I got the best engineer in the business out there because we had a few difficulties in the computer system, which is not him. It's the back end of what goes on here in the weekdays, and Big Johnny will take care of that. So joining us on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line is Daryl Slater. He covers the beat of the New York Jets for NJ Advanced Media. You and I know it better as the Star Ledger or NJ.com. Daryl, welcome back to Talking Sports. It's been a while. You and I haven't spoke since, I guess, the end or middle of last year. And the first question I'm going to ask you is, so with Darnold, give me some comparisons from when Sanchez was a rookie or Geno was a rookie. Is he well above them at this point? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. And I was reading different publications. I always read your stuff. I just happened to didn't read your stuff after the last preseason. I'm reading, for example, the Post, and they're like, he struggled. I mean, he struggled. He was 6 for 7 for 49 yards. Where's the struggle? Listen, there's not going to be perfection in a rookie quarterback. I mean, it's just silly. So talk to me about the offensive line. You've got this Kelvin Beachum, and you've got who's out, and you've got the other Brian Winters out. What's going on with the offensive line? Right. Yeah, absolutely. A very important time for that. Joining us on the Gotta Go to Mo's calling line is Daryl Slater. He covers the beat for the New York Jets for NJ.com. So, Daryl, it appears that the Jets seem to be pretty solid with depth at the wide receiver position. Tell me, who in your mind it will come out to be the quote unquote number one guy? Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you was, and no one seems to talk about it, is Isaiah Crowell's a real quality running back. Your thoughts on him? Mm-hmm. Yeah. People don't know because, he went to the University of Georgia and played for Georgia, and then he had some issues or whatever, and ended up at Jacksonville State in Alabama, which he was a stud at. And, and somehow in Cleveland, when you're 0-16, you don't get recognized no matter what the situation is. So what a great scenario for him and the New York Jets. Now, let's say best case scenario with Darnold, right? And he ends up starting, and the defense, like last year, I think the defense will be solid. And I'm looking at the AFC. I think the Jets could have a shot in the best case scenario if they have health, of possibly being a wild card team. What do you think? Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you this. I don't think management, I could be reading this wrong, management's all of a sudden gotten a little lightning out of a bottle with Teddy Bridgewater. And, I think he's playing a lot better than they expected. A chance he stays with this team and doesn't get traded or released or what? Any of that? Yeah.
Not, not incredible, but very, very good. Considering he has played 2 years, essentially coming off a serious injury in 2016.
Yeah.
He looks fine, and so those are all good signs. So I think that if the Jets can't trade him now for something they want, they will hold on to him until the trade deadline, and then wait to see if there's a quarterback injury between now and then that would drive up his price.
So,
now that would be the smart move.
right.
But he certainly would be that guy to play the pinch. Say Darnold, something happens, he gets hurt, then he couldn't go wrong with I don't think either McCown or Bridgewater as a backup.
Is he moving pretty well? Yeah.
He's moving great.
Yeah, he's moving well. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's really encouraging from him. It was great for the team, but really pleased with how the team's come along.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Joining us is Daryl Slater of NJ.com. He covers the beat of the New York Jets. Daryl, real quickly, give us some surprises or something we don't know to look for in the rest of the way, and somebody who surprised you along the way so far. Mm-hmm. That's great. All right, Daryl, we're going to get you. We'll probably get you by week 3, 4, at 5, and see where we're at. Does that sound good? All right, Daryl, thank you so much for joining us. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening with me, John Friedman. Give me a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. I'm John Friedman. James Simone is on the other side of the glass. We'll be right back.
For our Ask a Lawyer friends and listeners, you can attend any of Connors and Sullivan's free seminars on elder law, Medicaid, wills, and estate planning.
It's only a 1-minute break, so
I'm gonna do a quick Acuna. I'm gonna do the baseball beaning thing real quick, and then we'll go into a break.
What was that?
I'm gonna do the Acuna break, the breakdown of this, and then we'll go right into the break. I got 4 minutes?
You got till 30.
Perfect.
So good, yeah.
3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Finally at the Grand Prospect Hall, 263 Prospect Avenue, Park Slope, Brooklyn on Thursday, August 23rd at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m.
Can't go to any Connors and Sullivan's free seminars? Then call Connors and Sullivan at 718-238-6500 for your own free office appointment.
Make an educated decision on your estate and family legal solutions today. Call Connors and Sullivan at 718-238-6500 or go to ConnorsandSullivan.com. Connors and Sullivan. Plan now for later.
All right, we're talking sports on a Saturday evening. Give me a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. All right, let me give you my 2 cents on the beaning this week when Ronald Acuna Jr. Had hit 3 straight home runs, 3 of them at the leadoff spot against the Miami Marlins this week, and there's a lot that goes with it. First of all, Acuna, when he comes to the plate in that situation, has got to know that he's going to be hit, or somewhere in that game he's going to be hit. All right, that's fine. Not really a big deal. Here's the other thing. So if you're Jose Urena, right, you've hit the second most batters in Major League Baseball this year, right? Where's your competitive spirit? I want to strike the guy out that just hit home runs against our team 3 days in a row. That's my I want to strike him out. And if I am going to hit him, I'm certainly not going to do it with the first pitch. I'm not going to be transparent. He was transparent, and that's what got him in trouble. But here's the problem. Major League Baseball umpires, they made a big boo-boo too. Why are you throwing him out of the game? Are you throwing him out of the game based on his history? Or are you throwing him out because you've determined that it was on purpose or not? Here's the deal, though, and this is the big problem. So he's hit the batter. They go to first. I wouldn't want to hit a batter because I don't want men on base. But okay, that's the scenario. Now, it's a hit batsman. That's what happens. The guy's at first or what have you. Don't throw him out of the game. Let him get up again so the Atlanta Braves have the chance to throw the ball at him. I mean, it doesn't take brain surgery to figure this out. So Major League umpires messed up on that. Now Major League Baseball has really screwed this thing up by giving him a 5-game suspension. Are you giving him a 5-game suspension? Which, by the way, is 1 start for the guy. Are you giving him a suspension because he hit him? Or are you giving him a suspension because of his history in the past? What are you doing? Oh, and Don Mattingly, in your press conference, how about picking a side? You told him, hey, we told him this was the scenario, but we told him, Don, cut it out. You know what was going on. You should be the guy who gets suspended. Oh, and by the way, Don Mattingly, for you, and I'm sorry if I'm offending the New York Yankee fans. Hey, Don, the Dodgers gave you a loaded team. They were loaded, and you couldn't get them over the hump. So, and then they hire a new manager, and boom, right into the World Series. You know what you become, Don Mattingly? You become an in-betweener. You become the manager that gets hired when the Marlins start to get good, and I'm fully aware that Jeter will make them good. When they get good, Don, you won't be the manager. I can promise you that, because you're talking 3-4 years away. You're an in-betweener. Hold the seat for the next guy. And the other thing is again, Urena, what's the deal, man? Where's your competitiveness? I want to strike the guy out. I want him to, I want to challenge him. You can't hit a home run against me. So what a wimpy situation that was. So, and again, the Major League umpires should not have thrown them out. Give the Atlanta Braves the chance to throw back him. I have no problem, by the way, with what Keith Hernandez said. No problem at all. If you're a Major League pitcher, you've got to be able to get the guy off the plate and not hit him at the same time. They all did. Sandy Koufax, all the great ones did it. All right, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening with John Friedman. James Simeone is on the other side of the glass. We got a lot more to do. Don't forget, you can't stump Marty on the bottom of the second hour. You're listening to Talking Sports. I'm John Friedman. We'll be right back.
It is mostly cloudy, rain in the area, 85 degrees. What's going on? We have the answer. Long Islanders were turned away from a bunch of beaches today. Noah Layden has the story.
Nasty looking syringes and other medical waste washing the shores of Atlantic Beach on Long Island. Local health officials telling people to stay away as they try to find the source of the trash. This could have been a bag of trash that was thrown into the garbage by somebody in the canal. Could have been somebody from
James, I'm going to go into just a few minor things after. I'm going to go into a few minor things after the break, and then I want you to update us on scores.
You got it.
Got
you
it.
got it.
Where are my calls, Charles?
They'll come.
Yeah, okay.
A dump truck driver found himself sinking into the sidewalk in Soho this afternoon. The truck was parked on Green Street near the corner of Canal when its tires dug into the sidewalk and became stuck.
I sound much better than last week, I can tell.
No, it works. I mean, first of all, the interview is perfect.
But I'm not umming. I notice I'm not umming.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Philadelphia scoreless in the first half. Red Bulls lead Vancouver 1-0 in the first half. Checking the traffic, 20 minutes for the inbound upper and lower levels of the George Washington Bridge at least. Lincoln Tunnel 495 construction, one-lane block each way, 15 in both directions, a 15 to 20 minute delay. Inbound in the Holland Tunnel, 30 minutes in the outbound direction.
This goes till 40, right?
The weather forecast.
What? Yeah.
40. When I come back, 40.
70 degrees.
Decently long segment.
Yeah, it's fine.
More showers and thunderstorms a possibility, highs between 75 and 80. And then Sunday night, partly to mostly cloudy, low 65 to 70. Monday, partly sunny, high near 80. And the outlook for Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high temperature of 80 degrees. I'm Dave Benning of AM 970, The Answer. Automotive Diagnostic Services of Whippany, New Jersey, in the heart of Morris County, is your dedicated family neighborhood automotive repair service. At the corner of Jefferson and Parsippany Roads in Whippany, they fix engine performance issues, brakes, tune-ups, suspension work, and all general auto repairs. Your car is important to you, and they know it. If you're seeking friendly service from folks who want your business, look no further than ADS Automotive. Go to adsautomotive.com or give them a call at 973-887-0679. ADS Automotive is a proud sponsor of Talking Sports. You Can't Stump Marty is brought to you by Brown & Brown Metro. For all of your insurance needs, from homeowners, automobile, workers' comprehensive, business insurance, group health, casualty, and life insurance, visit Brown & Brown Metro on the web at bbmetro.com or give them a call at 973-549-1900. Brown & Brown Metro is a proud sponsor of You Can't Stump Marty.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Saturday evening in the Big Apple, New York City. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. Hey, a programming note. If you go to the, for you Syracuse and Army and NFL football fans, right here at AM 970, you can get the games between AM 970 and our sister station, 570 WMCA. They'll carry some Syracuse football games. They'll carry Army football games, and they'll carry some of the NFL games. And for basketball, I'm great and proud to hear that we're covering Seton Hall, some of their games. We're going to be bringing you the play-by-play. St. John's basketball. So going to be just rather great. And I even looked to see if we were preempting any of those Saturdays, and we're not, which is even better. So if you're a Syracuse football fan or NFL, obviously, or Army, just take a look between 570 and 970 here. We got you covered with the audio and radio play-by-play of those games. So coming up later in the hours, you heard, or actually later in the second hour, at the bottom half of that hour, we'll play You Can't Stump Marty, which is brought to you by B&B Metro. For all of your business and personal needs, bnbmetro.com. So lots going over. And James, I'll tell you what, why don't you fill us in on baseball out there, preseason football? Let's get some scores out there.
All right, we'll start baseball.
All right.
The Sox are killing the Rays 5-0 Friday. Your Atlanta Braves up 2-0 on the Rockies.
Nice.
Cardinals are beating the Brewers in the fourth, 4-4. Games that already ended today: Yankees beat the Blue Jays, and the Athletics beat the Astros, tying them for first place.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Do you
want some NFL?
Sure, let's do it, man.
All right, so we got Cowboys. They're at halftime 10-0. The Bucks are 3-0 right now against the Titans, and the 49ers are 7-7 with the Texans. Eric Garoppolo threw a dime, 40 yards to Marquise Goodwin. I'm done. That's the matchup to watch for those two.
And we're going to talk about it in a little while. We're going to take a look at some fantasy players and talk about the NFL. Real quickly in Major League Baseball, I just wanted to take a look, and this is from yesterday. I'd print this out, so it could be a tiny bit off, but, you're looking at the Yankees 10.5 back, Tampa Bay 23 games back, and I just wanted to see, because Baltimore last week was 45 games out. Now they're 49 games out. I wonder what the record is, by the way, for a team to be how many games out at the end of the year. I bet you they're probably I have a feeling they may be approaching that. And again, I still can't understand. And if they ended up getting great prospects from the Dodgers, I still don't understand why they didn't trade Machado in the offseason. So the only team in the American League that's coasting, and I hope it doesn't hurt them, but they're so loaded with pitching, I don't know if it will, is the Cleveland Indians have a 12-game lead in their division. That's over. But I got to tell you, the Oakland Athletics, what a year they're having it with the Houston Astros. And the Houston Astros are trying to get the gnat off their face or up there. What are you doing around here bothering us?
Every year it feels like they're going to crumble. Even if they get the playoffs, they don't have that. Especially
Well, yeah, that could be the case, and they're young, but how many games over 500 are there? It looks like there are plenty of games over 500. So yeah, well, I always tell people this: the hardest thing in baseball is to win your division or get to the playoffs. The playoffs are a crapshoot. They end up being a crapshoot. I mean, there's no doubt about that. In the National League, you got a beauty right now. You got Atlanta and Philadelphia fighting it out in that National League East. Nobody picked those two teams. Nobody. Nobody picked those two teams. And the other one is the Brewers and Cubs. That's going to come down. That's going to come down late into the season. And so is the Arizona. And, it's funny, Colorado moved ahead of the Dodgers. It's Arizona and Colorado like it was last year with the Dodgers. And believe it or not, San Francisco's only 6 back. We got a long way to go here. But 6 games back. I mean, why? Do you think like a McCutcheon or somebody would be traded by the deadline? That's crazy. Yeah. And do the Mets trade that utility guy they had that started crying a few years ago when he got traded? But that's a guy that could be, that's a guy that could help some teams. Mm. That sounds like a Mets fan. Don't help anybody. I don't know. I think in the offseason, if they could trade DeGrom and could trade Syndergaard, by the way, if they go out and spend money, that'd be crazy and not build their farm system. It'd be absolutely nuts. You don't win that way. You win organically. All right. We'll take a quick break, man. We got a lot to do, a lot to cover. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. I'm John Friedman. This is Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Did I hear a phone ring? Thank you. They hung up? What do you say?
Going on the other end. Nobody on the other end. Maybe
Got it.
call back.
A prank call.
That's what we need. We need a prank call.
It's really so impactful. I never thought that 5 minutes could make so much difference in the lives of 2 people, but it has. Drop off a warm meal and get more.
You want to do fantasy?
Yeah, you want to bang out the next 2 segments, fans?
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Okay.
Maybe start off next hour with our picks for the NFC and the AFC.
Got it. We'll go by divisions with that. Yeah.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
My husband's blood pressure has dropped 30 points. I've lost 8 pounds. He's lost about 20 pounds. His arthritis is gone. You guys have given me back my husband. I'd come home from work, and if he beat me home from work, he would be laying in the recliner, and I would feed him supper in his recliner, and would be like really boring, pathetic old people watching TV while we ate dinner, and then go to bed exhausted and wake up tired. I came home from work last night, and he was mowing the lawn. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's so amazing.
When you call, use discount code The Answer, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code The Answer.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Saturday evening. I'm John Friedman. We got James Simeone on the other side of our glass, our producer / engineer. We got my man Charles, who's the call screener. Give him a call. That's the voice you'll hear when you call the show. Lots to go over in the next hour and a half, 2 hours, or actually now it's almost only an hour and 20 minutes. And don't forget, at the bottom half of the second hour, we'll play You Can't Stump Marty, brought to you by B&B Metro. For all of your business and personal insurance needs, bnbmetro.com. All right, so James and I are going to take a look at fantasy football and projected rounds and stuff. So I'm going to read you a first round, James, right? I'm going to read you what I printed out as a first round, and callers can call if they want to agree, disagree, or give us some advice on some of your fantasy things. So somebody here, and who am I using here? Did I take? I can't remember where I took. Oh, I think I took this from Bleacher Report. So they've got in the first round, they've got Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, which I don't know how he could be in the first round coming off a knee injury, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Todd Gurley, that makes sense. Elliott in Dallas, Kamara in New Orleans. I hate him because only he's a New Orleans Saint. Barkley, which is a first rounder. Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins, Kareem Hunt. Finally, Kareem Hunt starting to get some recognition. Odell Beckham, Melvin Gordon, and the team that you played today, the Minnesota Vikings played today, Jacksonville, Leonard Fournette. What do you think about any of those? Or are they missing some? No, he is. He's on that list. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Le'Veon guarantees a certain amount of points. I definitely don't know about Todd Gurley because he had a great season, terrible season, great season. Now next, I'm hoping for a better season.
And the other person that's not on here, and no, but not because it's my team, he just gets it done, is Devonta Freeman. What's the deal there?
That's their problem. Every time Devonta Freeman gets a 60-yard run or a 40-yard run.
And no touchdown? Yeah. But by the way, if that was the case, by the way, and you think about touchdowns, the guy that we talked about before the show in Detroit, he gives you touchdowns. Right. Now, the second round here is interesting. Now, you know who's on top of the second round because he didn't score a touchdown last year is Julio Jones. Now, how many people you know people in the first round are going to take Julio Jones? No, if Julio's around, if I had, if I was on the bottom of the draft, by the way, at 12, and you get to go twice right there, I'm taking him immediately if I can. I still think he's going to have a good year. I really do. So they got Julio Jones. They got your boy Dalvin Cook. Yeah, and that's and the second round. Great pick. They got Keenan Allen of the Los Angeles. I can't. You know what? They're always everybody's sexy pick, and Jacksonville's everybody's sexy pick too this year. Now, here's a great pick in the second round is Christian McCaffrey. That's a good one in the second round.
I don't know if I like Christian McCaffrey as everybody else does. I feel like I know he had a big burst yesterday, but for me, I don't know if that offensive line can keep Cam Newton alive.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point. And then they've got Devontae Adams. I think he's has he gotten to that next level? I don't know if he has. Keep your bias out of there. Keep your bias out of there. Okay. Yeah. And so they got Devonta Freeman in the second round. You get Devonta Freeman in the second round. That's pretty good. They got your boy Diggs in Minnesota also. T.Y. Hilton. Now, that's a good pick in the second round because he's back. It's a good one. Everybody loves this. Also, this Jerick McKinnon, who, by the way, was in the Falcons training camp, I think like 2 years ago and got cut. Yeah. Oh, everybody loves that Jimmy. Yeah. That's why Tom wanted him out of town. He wants. I'm the good-looking guy. All right, and then at the end of the second round, they had Rob Gronkowski of New England. He dropped pretty low. You know, he's kind of. I don't know how healthy he is. He makes it happen. He does make it. I wonder if he could have played power forward in the NBA. He's a big boy. Now, in the third round here, now this is crazy how things have changed from last year to this year. Listen to this. In the third round, they got Larry Fitzgerald, Mike Evans, Demaryius Thomas, and Travis Kelce. How did those guys do? Where were they last year? I think they were a little higher up. Good point. You got Larry Fitzgerald, Mike Evans. Right, yeah. How many games is the other guy out for? 4 games. That's if they don't release him. They may release that guy. They may release. They've got to. Who I'm not a big. They also got LaShawn McCoy. I'm not a big McCoy lover. Yeah. And third round also they've got. Now this would be a great third round pick. Doug Baldwin. That's a good third round pick. Zach Ertz, who's very good in Philadelphia. And now he's really fallen. And I'm going to tell you a personal story. So Aaron Rodgers they have going in the third round. Now, if Aaron Rodgers is available for Johnny in the first round at my draft, I'm taking him. You know why? Yes, because he gives you touchdowns. On a bad day, he gives you 25 points on a bad day. I don't know. I like that, Aaron. They're both giving me the Charles give me no. James is giving me the no. And by the way, my fantasy, when I have my draft, they all look at me like, you're nuts. You know, whatever. So anyway, all right, we'll take more look at this later in the show. We'll also take a look at the divisions. We got a lot to go over. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening with me, John Friedman. Give me a call on the Gotta Go to Mo's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. We'll be right back. That was
Automotive Diagnostic Services of Whippany, New Jersey, in the heart of Morris County, is your dedicated family neighborhood automotive repair service at the corner of Jefferson and Parsippany Roads in Whippany. They fix engine performance issues, brakes, tune-ups, suspension work, and all general auto repairs. Your car's important to you, and they know it. If you're seeking friendly service from folks,
do we continue that? Do you want to keep going?
Yeah, let's roll.
or give them a call at 973-887-0679. ADS Automotive is a proud sponsor of Talking Sports. When you or a family member is in an accident, think Bramnick. Available 7 days a week. Phone consultations are free and accident cases are handled on a contingency fee. No recovery, no fee. If a lawsuit is necessary, the Bramnicks have the resources to pursue the case and take it to trial. The Bramnick lawyers handle on-the-job accidents as well as a wide variety of cases involving negligence. If it's an accident, then you need to call Bramnick at 1-877-423-4878. That's 1-877-423-4878 or at johnbramnick.com.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Saturday evening. I'm John Friedman. James Simeone is on the other side of the glass. Our call screener, Charles is there. Get him busy. Give him a call on the Gotta Go to Mo's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. All right, let's take a look at the fourth round from Bleacher Report as James and I are analyzing the draft or trying to help you with your draft of fantasy football. So in the fourth round, they've got here. I'll go the first three. You get any of these guys in the fourth round, not too shabby. Amari Cooper, Travis Landry, and Golden Tate.
Golden Tate's probably for me the best one on there.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry's gonna be a little tough. I don't know. I feel like he has been throwing the ball first and foremost, but also George comes back to that thing.
Very good. If he can. Don't depend on that for what. Now, by the way, I think he's out for not marijuana reasons. He's out for. Oh, he did. What a shame, by the way. Only because the guy is a stud. Oh my gosh. I feel bad for him because you know what? He has a problem. He doesn't want to be like this. Terrible. What a player. I mean, just crazy. Then they've got Russell Wilson. Juju Smith-Schuster of Pittsburgh. Then they got Daniel Drake of Miami, Allen Robinson of Chicago. I guess so. He was in that second. I might not have mentioned him. I think he was in that other round. Let's see. I think he was in that. No, I think he was in that second round, and I went right by him. I thought I saw him. Maybe not. I thought I saw him. So anyway, so they've got Brandon Cooks, Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones because Cincinnati must miss him. He's a pretty good receiver. Royce Freeman of Denver and Josh Gordon at Josh in the fourth round. You take him anyway, right, and put him on his bench until he goes. Right. So all right, that's the fourth round. Let's take a look at the fifth round. So we've got in the fifth round, this is actually a good pick too if you get in the fifth. Jay Ajayi, is that how you say that? Yeah, for the Eagles. Sammy Watkins of Kansas City. Yeah. Cam Newton, I kind of steer away from. I just don't. That's where I get biased. I could not have Cam Newton on my team. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true. You got then you have Lamar Miller of Houston. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm hoping the people out there are listening and writing that down. Austin Jeffries in Philadelphia. That was a nice pickup for them last year. Randall Cobb. Yeah, I know because you love those Vikings. So then you got Mark Ingram of New Orleans. That's a good pick. Yeah, and that's a good pick. And you also got Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen's still with Carolina. Duke Johnson of Cleveland. Chris Hogan of New England. That's a good pick. Chris Hogan makes it happen. And Derrick Henry of Tennessee. That's the fifth round. Let's take quickly. Yeah, he is. He really is. In the sixth round, we've got Alex Collins of Baltimore. Rashid Penny of Seattle. Tight end Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker is that kind of guy, by the way, that's always available when your tight end has to sit that week. You ever notice that? He's always the guy you have to pick up. Then you've got now here's a great pick. This pick, and I'm going to be biased because he played for Georgia and he's the real deal, is Sony Michel. If you can get Sony Michel at 60 in the sixth round, that guy can run the football. Yeah, I do. I do. And I love the guy who plays for Cleveland too. The guy out of Georgia, who's with the Browns now. Hadn't come up here yet. What's his? My mind just went blank. Chubb. If you're a running back and you come out of the University of Georgia, you know you're a quality running back. That's just how it works out there. For you Northeastern people here that don't know much about college football, the Georgia Bulldogs, they put out running backs. No doubt about that. You did. But I got to tell you, speaking quickly about college hoops, the Big East has become a great conference. It's a bunch of mid-majors, but it's a great conference. Yeah. Yeah. Is the center, did he graduate? The power forward center guy? Yeah, did he? Yeah. I like their coach, though. I like him a lot. And we'll have some of their games here. All right, let me take a look at the 7th round. We got Rex Burkhead of New England. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Now, this is interesting. Jimmy Graham of Green Bay. That's not a bad pick with Aaron Rodgers. Right. Tevin Coleman of Atlanta. If you can get him at that pick, that's a good one. Pierre Garcon of San Francisco. Kyle Rudolph. That's your man. Yeah. Everybody likes him, too. He's really good. Edelman, how long is Edelman suspended for? 4 games. So I guess you draft him and throw him on your bench.
I don't even know if I'm going to wait. I don't think somebody might not pick him up.
No?
You never know. It depends if you're 14 and you pick him up.
They got Robbie Anderson in the 7th of the Jets. It's what the quarterback is. About him. Then you got Drew Brees. You got Devin Funchess of Carolina. He actually came on last year. He came on last year. And you got Carson Wentz. You know, you won't know anything about that until later. Quickly, let me take a look here. In the 8th round, you got, you know what? We'll come back and we'll do the 8th round. That's a little too much. All right, you're listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening with me, John Friedman. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Mo's call-in line at 877-970-2999. Models.com. I'm John Friedman. This is Talking Sports. We'll be right back. I got 5 minutes. I got to take a pee.
Plans are exempt from the Affordable Care Act and now open to everyone. Healthcare options with better benefits costing 30 to 60% less than Obamacare plans and giving you the freedom to see almost any doctor or hospital in the country. Forbes calls this the healthcare plan that is saving families $20,000 a year. And over 1 million Americans have already taken advantage of this game-changing healthcare program. Call 800-239-7174 now to find out how much you'll save. Employers, you too can save 50% or more on group medical insurance with health sharing. Our licensed advisors can take away all the stress of finding the right plan for your needs and budget. Best of all, our service is free. This one call could be the best decision you make this year, so don't delay. Call now to see how much you can save. For your free quote, call 800-239-7174. That's 800-239-7174. 800-239-7174. From the studios of AM 970 The Answer on Broadway and Wall Street in Manhattan, this is WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey, New York City.
College football,
Defense
John, you're a big
Secretary
fan?
Jim Mattis would not say
Love
when
college
the U.S.
football.
has come from.
All right.
Love the Georgia Bulldogs, man. That's my team. We're going to win that national championship. Kirby Smart's the guy.
USC.
As in, Carolina, USC as in way out USC. Yeah. Yeah, they got a good team.
Yeah.
They like to illegally recruit you over there, though.
Saturday morning tweet, President Trump blasted those efforts as censorship aimed at those who support his administration. One target of those efforts has been right-wing InfoWars conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. While he didn't mention Jones by name, Trump appeared on his program during the presidential campaign, praising his amazing reputation.
Apple, YouTube, and Spotify have permanently removed some of Jones' content, while Facebook has suspended him for 30 days, and Twitter has given Jones a week-long timeout.
Ed Thomas reporting. More news at townhall.com.
Pat Boone here again for Relief.
Hello, Pat. How are you?
Thousands of people, just like my wife Shirley and me, deal with all kinds of occasional aches and pains. For years, Shirley struggled with her neck and her shoulder pain kept her from sleeping through the night. A lot of people, just like Shirley, struggle with aches and pains due to aging or exercise. Why don't you order the 3-week quick start? It's now only $19.95. And let's see if we can get you out of pain too. Go to relieffactor.com.
When we come back, when we come back, I'm gonna just quickly do the New Jersey pooper, and then we'll keep going right back into it.
You want to go fantasy or want to go to the NFC North? You
What?
want to go to the prediction?
Yeah, we'll scrap fantasy. We did, and we'll go into prediction. I'll read the pooper, and then we'll take a look at that.
Yes.
Okay.
Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster.
It's tall enough to be classed as a mountain, but new satellite measurements reveal that the drop between it and the next peak falls 5 feet short of what's needed for mountain status. The Breckenridge National Park announced on
I
Facebook.
wonder who that is watching on YouTube. I wonder if that's my son Alec.
The park says despite its new classification, Valley Big will continue to be a mountain to be climbed, a peak to be reached, and a summit worth seeing. Zaria Shaki, London.
On this date in 1914, President Woodrow Wilson issued his proclamation on neutrality, keeping the United States out of World War I. Check out more stories like these at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRoxer. An Air Force pilot ejected successfully before his jet trainer crashed in western Oklahoma.
Air Force officials say the twin jet T-38 pilots from Vance Air Force Base in Enid, Oklahoma crashed Friday about 70 miles west of the base near Chester, Oklahoma, a community of about 120 residents. Vance officials say emergency responders arrived at the crash site to find the pilot sitting upright and drinking water with a farmer. The pilot ejected after developing engine trouble at an altitude of 2,000 feet. Henry Fox reporting.
A Texas jury has awarded more than $242 million to a Dallas area family who sued Toyota over what they say were defective front seats in their Lexus sedan that caused them to collapse on their 2 young children seated in child safety seats in the back. Children suffered severe head trauma as well as other injuries. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRoxer.
It's Saturday evening, time for talking sports. Here's your host, Jonathan Friedman.
It is Saturday evening, and yes, we are talking sports right here. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Mo's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. All right, for you New Jersey listeners out there, this coming to an end with the we're coming to the end with the New Jersey pooper. I've been following this story for a while. If you're familiar, a separation agreement between the Kenilworth Public Schools and former superintendent charged with pooping on the Homedale Athletic Field pays his full salary through the end of September, plus 2 months of severance pay and $23,000 of unused vacation time. Under the terms of the agreement, a copy of which was obtained by NJ Advanced Media, better known as NJ.com or the Star Ledger, the district will end up having to pay the former superintendent, Thomas Tremagillani, I just want to make sure I pronounce that right, well over $100,000 for some 5 months after his arrest and suspension. If you're not familiar with the story, Tremagillani, 42, was suspended with pay by the Kenilworth after he was charged on May 1st by the Homedale police for defecating in public at the Homedale High School football field and track. The high school's about 3 miles from Tremagil, and he's a condominium in Aberdeen. And for like, this went on for like 3 weeks where every day there was human poop on their track. And eventually they got cameras out and found that this guy every day was making a poop when he was jogging on their track. Now, what I don't understand is, I gotta believe, and I know where I live on the track there, they have porta johnies. Now, I don't know if he couldn't get to the porta johnie on time each day. I don't know, but that's come to an end, and now he is suing the town of Homedale for getting his name out there. Now, there's video of this, and I gotta believe, or they should be worried that that this video doesn't go viral. I mean, that's just crazy. Anyway, so give us a call on the Gotta Go to Mo's call-in line at 877-970-2999, models.com. We got a call on line 1, and let's go to Vinny in Queens. You're on Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. Hey, how are you? Thanks for calling. Thanks for listening. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Now that's a good point. And by the way, it's good. But Bird is one of those guys, by the way, because of injuries and what have you, that it's one of those things that needs a fresh start, right? Needs to get out of here and play first base for somebody else. Now, the question is he the kind of guy you trade in the offseason, or do you trade him by the deadline? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. That is a great call, because like other Yankee fans, you guys have been waiting. Like, when is this going to turn around and he's going to be the first baseman they said he was going to be? I agree with you. So, and he's definitely an off-season trade, because he can bring you some value. He can bring you an upcoming Double-A guy, or maybe a guy that someone else isn't going to be able to sign or whatever. Because he can play, by the way. He can play. But I just think he needs a change of scenery. That's a great call on your point. Hey, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. So don't forget, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to start playing. We'll play You Can't Stump Marty, which is brought to you by B&B Metro Insurance. For all of your business, personal needs, go to bnbmetro.com. So let's see. How much time we got before the break here, James? We got a few minutes. You want to take a look at some NFL divisions here? You got it. All right, so let's take a look at the AFC East. And I know everybody's on England, New England. Maybe not. So what do you think? Right. Mm. He got hurt, right? Yeah. I don't know why. I still don't even understand why they traded the guy to Cleveland. I still haven't figured that out. Mm. Yes. He is a college football guy. And Dolphins, anybody sleeping on the Dolphins? The quarterback's back? They should be. Okay. So let's take a look at the AFC North. What do you think about that? You got the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You mean to tell me this could be a year where Marvin gets fired? That guy's like a cat. He's got 9 lives, that guy. He's got some position over there. And what about the South with the Colts, Jaguars, Titans, and who's the other team on that division? Titans, and Texans, right? You got it. All right, perfect. All right, got it. All right, you're listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. I'm John Friedman. Got James Simeone on the other side of the glass. It was raining in New York City today, but I think we're supposed to get some sun tomorrow. You're listening to Talking Sports. I'm John Friedman. Great to be here. We'll be right back. It's okay if you did. Did you plant that? Was that a buddy of yours? Oh, it's okay if you did. It was fine, but you don't have to. I just think, oh, that must be a buddy. I'm glad it wasn't. That's great. But if it was, it's fine too.
If you're seeking friendly service from folks who want your business, look no further than ADS Automotive. Go to adsautomotive.com or give them a call.
He was right, by the way. Bird needs a change of scenery.
He's not a bad player, just maybe a difference like when a coach needs to leave the team.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah.
He should not be there.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Joe Piscopo. I don't think there's any more important service than a hospital emergency. BER is where you go in crisis and where you expect to find dedicated, talented professionals any time of the day or night. At Trinidad Regional Medical Center is such a place in the Elizabeth community area. And the best news is Trinidad is growing their hard serve you better. They're doubling the number of treatment rooms, adding state-of-the-art technology, and creating separate private areas for families and seniors. The community is 100% behind Trinitas, and they're donating the entire $18 million cost of this project. Trinitas is an outstanding place for healing. I've been there. I've met the people. Please learn more about Trinitas Regional Medical Center by visiting trinitasrmc.org today. That's trinitasrmc.org. Thank you.
All right, we're talking sports on a Saturday evening right here in the big city. I'm John Friedman. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. 877-970-2999. Models.com. You know, my wife saw me in the kitchen this week. Because of this phone number, I turned it in to a quarterback a call, and you got to hear it. It's 877. And I got the fingers going, 970, 299, hot. So I, in the shower, in the kitchen, everywhere. I had some fun with it. All right, so we're looking at divisions in the NFL. Yeah, so we got the Colts, we got the Jaguars, we got the Titans, and we got the Texans. Oh, that's too. I'm telling you, they're the sexy pick.
They are, but you know what? I think the Texans are going to sneak in with Watson. Lamar Miller's going to have a better season.
Could be.
And I think that team with DeAndre, they got the probably third or fourth best wide receiver in the league.
Yes,
So,
they do.
you never know.
But do the Colts? Do they now that he's back, or
I guess they have offensive line questions, right?
yeah?
That's the concern. Because he can do that.
Mm-hmm.
He might be out.
Yeah. Oh, I hope not.
After we're all, yeah.
He seems like a good guy too, by the way. He seems like all right. The AFC West, you got the Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders.
You said earlier the Texans, Chargers. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take either the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs, or even the Raiders. John Gruden gets a lot out of his teams, and I know the Khalil Mack situation. You think he's getting traded?
I don't know. I just feel like they made no effort. They made no effort to bring him in. I know it's one of those they're trying to, I don't know how to put this delicately, but like, who's tougher essentially, and who's gonna,
Yeah.
who's gonna cross the line first.
And you know what? And you know what happens? You know what happens when you miss training camp? You get hurt. When you come back, you can look at all of the history with that. The guy who holds out always ends up, and I don't care if you worked out on your own, it's not the same. It's totally not the same. All right, let's take a look at the NFC. We got in the East, and for you Giant fans out there, and their signal here goes all the way down to Atlantic City. So you got Eagle fans down there. You got Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, and Redskins.
I'm taking the Eagles again. Carson Wentz comes back within the first 2 weeks, and runner-up probably for me is going to be the Giants. I don't trust the Cowboys. I don't trust that.
And the Redskins don't have enough, right? As usual.
They don't have any. They have no weapons out.
Right.
When he has weapons.
Yes, it's crazy. They just never seem to.
They lost their running back.
I saw that. Yeah, unbelievable. Boy, I hate the Cowboys. For all our Cowboy fans out there, you should be calling me just because I hate them. That seems to be the case. All right, so let's take a look at the. We're going to do Johnny's division last. So let's take a look at the NFC West with the Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks.
Rams will probably take it. The Niners will sneak into the playoffs, and I think the Seahawks finally I think they're done. I think it's over.
You think the Pete Carroll era is done too?
I do.
Wow, how about that? And Russell Wilson, he had some year last year with not much. He had a good year with not much. Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player. Certainly good for fantasy. All right, let's take a look at that NFC South. That's what I want. I'm going to give you my opinion after you give me yours. So you got the Falcons, Panthers, Saints, and Buccaneers.
Bucks are last.
Yes, no doubt about that.
But no, for real, I believe it's going to be an actual toss-up between Atlanta and the Saints.
Oh, I hate the Saints. Oh, if you're an Atlanta Falcon fan, you hate the Saints. I mean, you just hate them. I mean, going back to years and years and years, I've always hated them. All right, I'm going to take, I think people are sleeping on the Falcons. I really do. I think they're sleeping. Their defense is now matured. Dan Quinn's got that offense together now. They brought in Greg Knapp, who's a great offensive guy. He's the quarterback's coach, but he's got it going. So I'm going to take Atlanta, and it's going to be the Panthers and Saints trying to somehow sneak into into a wild card spot. I think Atlanta's got a really, really good defense. All right, so I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break. Right? Does that work for you guys? All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back soon, it's almost time to play You Can't Stump Marty. We'll take your calls. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Moe's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. I'm John Friedman. This is Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. We'll be right back. Is Walter on for Stump Marty?
What was that?
Is Walter on for Stump Marty or just to talk?
No.
Great. I'll go right to him.
We'll wait. We got one more segment, then Stump Marty.
All right. So I'm going to, right. Okay.
Did you call at 9:25?
Well, I told them to start calling at 9:30 or whenever they do. Yeah. But I just didn't know he called last week. That's why I called. That's what.
Okay, we're back in 20 seconds.
Okay. All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Saturday evening here in the Big Apple. Give us a call on the Gotta Go Mo's call-in line at 877-970-2999. Models.com. Let's go back to the phone lines and let's welcome Walter in the Bronx. You're on Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. Hey, thanks for the call. Thanks for listening. Yeah, go ahead. Sure. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Well, yeah, I'll disagree with you on one point, and I'm going to tell you. When it comes to pitching, though, the Yankees are a team full of 2 and 3s. They don't got a 1, and you're gonna need a 1 or a real or 2 more solid 2s via acquisition to get them keep going because they won't survive with the pitch, and you can't rely on your bullpen every night to do that. You got to get 6-7 innings out of a starter. Lance Lynn now is the main guy there. Not too bad. It's been a very nice pickup, but on any other team, happens a 2 or a 3, right? Right. And by the way, it's hard to come by those kind of guys, but yeah, but well, let's put it this way. In the offseason, the Yankees are going to go out and find a 1, right? They're going to go out and get via free agent or whatever. Yeah, it's not really much. Not really much. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? I personally, I think they should. I think that the Mets should get rid of DeGrom, and people are going to kill me for it, DeGrom and Syndergaard, because, again, I think the Mets should rebuild their minor league system, and by the time they would do that, if they do it right, those guys would be too far along in their career. You could really change your minor league system in an offseason if you were able to trade those guys for someone's top prospects. That changes things a little bit. So, and I'm a big believer, and obviously Cashman is too, of growing organic. I mean, the Mets are not, don't believe that, but organic growth is how you win. And they actually have some pieces, the Mets, with those 2 guys that could help along the way. That's my opinion on it, but we'll see. But I think the Yankees, yeah. Oh. Baltimore's 49 games out. Did you know that? Now, there's an interesting guy. Does he get traded by the deadline? Jones? Yeah. What happened? What happens if we've got an Atlanta-Oakland World Series? We got a Philadelphia-Oakland, or we got Milwaukee. How about Milwaukee? If Milwaukee was to get by the Cubs and Oakland, Major League Baseball would have they'd go crazy if they ended up having Milwaukee and Oakland in the World Series. Oh, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. All right, so thank you so much for the call. We're going to move on, but thank you so much, and thank you so much for listening. You got it. Thanks a lot for the call. Let's quickly go to Alex in Manhattan. You're on Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. Thank you so much. How are you? Sure. Well, here's the deal. And I spoke about this earlier on the show. The thing with the Marlins guys, he's the second leading pitcher who has hit the second most batters in baseball this year. And my feeling on that, I thought Keith was okay, but when you're a major league pitcher, you've got to be able to throw the pitch inside where you don't hit the guy, but you take him off the plate. This guy obviously thought that, well, the guy can't hit my curveball because I don't have a curveball. He can't hit my slider because I don't have a slider. I don't have a changeup. So, and by the way, why don't you wait to do it on the second and third pitch instead of the first pitch? And then the umpire screwed the thing up by throwing the guy out instead of letting him come up to bat, let the Braves clock him. Everybody gets the warnings, and then you move on. So, and then the Major League Baseball now suspended the kid, right? And so now if no one's allowed to throw at anybody anymore, it's a big disaster out there, you know. So that's my Oh, but I don't think. But by the way, he's getting suspended on his history, not on what happened that day. That's what this is about. Because how many times people get hit by a pitch? It happens, and you don't get suspended for it. Had the guy not been stupid and pitched the first pitch, then this wouldn't have happened. You do it the third pitch or whatever. But again, he's a minor league pitcher because he didn't have confidence in throwing of a curveball and challenging him or a changeup or whatever. That's minor league, and he's Bush League. And Major League Baseball is looking Bush League in this also. That's bad. He looks goonish. He really, and Mattingly too looks goonish too. They really do. I mean, you know, if I'm the pitcher there and this guy's hit all these home runs against me, I'm challenged. You know what? You can't hit my curveball or my knuckleball or whatever it is. You know, where's your ego? Where's your competitive spirit? That's my take on the whole thing. I didn't think Keith Hernandez was wrong though. Yeah, you know what? When the ball's coming at 90 miles an hour, you don't have time to think about that. You don't have time to think when it's coming 90 miles an hour. All right, we're going to have to take a word. Alex from Manhattan, thank you for the call. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. On the other side of the break, we've got You Can't Stump Marty. Get on the line right now at 877-970-2999. I'm John Friedman. Oh, we got a good half hour coming up. You're listening to Talking Sports. We'll be right back. You got flooded. He got flooded.
News, opinion, passion. This is AM 970. The Answer.
It's mostly cloudy, 75 degrees. What's going on? We have the answer. 4 people were shot, 2 stabbed in a wild scene outside of Bronx Bar this morning. No one witness has details.
The melee started about 4:30 in the morning when a fight in the Allerton bar spilled out onto the side. Moments later,
Great show, guys. Great show.
Neighbors say they can't remember ever hearing of any other violent incidents connected to the bar.
It is a beautiful area. We live here for 24 years.
A 24-year-old woman who was shot in the head is in critical condition. The others hurt expected to recover.
Are
Police say they have the alleged gunman.
Are all these guys that are on Stump Marty guys?
Yes,
Okay.
Stump Marty.
Carlos first. Marty, we'll go to Marty. We'll introduce
Right.
Marty. Then
Marty and
Carlos.
But the guy who's on line 1 is just some other person.
Who wants to Stump Marty?
No.
Oh.
He wants to talk about Jacob deGrom and the Cy Young.
Okay, could you ask him if he wouldn't mind that we'll go through this segment? It's only like 5-10 minutes or
I can
whatever,
call
and then
back?
we'll take not to call back. If he can he hear the show on hold?
Yeah.
Just tell him to hold. We're gonna get to him though.
Okay,
but
yeah,
we're
no
gonna take the Stump Marty calls first and then get to him.
no problem.
Yeah, don't have him call back if we
All
can keep him.
Time to check the traffic. 495 construction blocking a lane in both directions. We have delays of up to 10 minutes inbound to the Lincoln, 1540 inbound upper and lower levels of the George Washington Bridge, just 5 minutes from 4 to 46, and the Holland Tunnel at 10 minutes in from 1 at 9, 15 minutes out. Flipped over the Echo of the Garden State Parkway in Bergen County, southbound south of exit 138. You now know how not to go. The one at 4 cloudy breeze of cooler, more showers and storms, high at 80 degrees. Dave Benning, AM 970, The Answer.
Automotive Diagnostic Services of Whippany, New Jersey, in the heart of Morris County, is your dedicated family neighborhood automotive repair service. At the corner of Jefferson and Parsippany Roads in Whippany, they fix engine performance issues, brakes, tune-ups, and suspension work in all general auto repairs. Your car's important to you, and they know it. If you're seeking friendly service from folks who want your business, look no further than ADS Automotive. Go to adsautomotive.com or give them a call at 973-887-0679. ADS Automotive is a proud sponsor of Talking Sports. You Can't Stump Marty is brought to you by Brown & Brown Metro. For all of your insurance needs, from homeowners, automobile, workers' comprehensive, business insurance, group health, casualty, and life insurance, visit Brown & Brown Metro on the web at bbmetro.com or give them a call at 973-549-1900. Brown & Brown Metro is a proud sponsor of You Can't Stump Marty.
All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Saturday evening. I'm John Friedman. Wow, what a great show we've had. And yes, it looks like it's time for our weekly segment of You Can't Stump Marty. If you want to try to get on the line and stump Marty with your trivia questions with sports, give us a call on the Gotta Go to Mo's call-in line at 877-970-2999. Models.com. So let's welcome back to the show Marty S. with Marty You Can't Stump Marty. Marty S., what's happening? Good luck to you. Good luck to you all the way from California, I understand. But here's the thing with that. Though, right? A Drysdale, a Colfax, they knew how to pitch inside, right? And get you off the plate without hitting you. Correct? Yeah. I wonder if Saturday nights at Colfax used to tell people, or does tell people, good luck to you. Sure. That happens to be one of my favorite movies, especially when they go into that Hall of Fame. The tears start to flow. All right. Are you ready for some people to try to stump you? All right, let's start it off with, we got a Carlos on line one. Carlos, you think you can stump Marty? All right, well, let's see what you got. Now you're talking. And I love chocolate labs too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It kind of sounds like that to me, Carlos. Juan Levy. Wait, Carlos. Carlos, did you meet Juan Levy at the detention center? Where'd you meet this guy? All right, let's move. Yeah, Carlos, give us your question. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Oh, I know their names. I'm gonna let Marty do it. I know their names, but I don't know the colleges, but I know the names. Go ahead, Marty. Okay. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Okay. Again with Detroit. Okay, go ahead. Mm. Mm. Come on, Carlos. Yeah, Carlos. This is the second week in a row, and he's four for four. All right. Okay. Well, Carlos, obviously you're not getting a shirt. James, we got time for another caller after the break. We got time for another. All right, let's go to let's go to Rob in Queens. Rob, can you stump Marty? Okay, let's go. Go ahead. Wait, can you ask that question again? I didn't hear the question. Real quickly. What year? Okay, good. Oh, I know the number. I know the number. Go ahead, Marty. Should I say number 32? Wow. Hey, Rob, I got bad news for you. You're not getting a shirt. You got one more? You have one more? Yeah. 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 That's funny. Marty. And Marty's calling us from California. He's sponsored by B&B Metro, and Marty's going to be in studio with us in 2 weeks. So Marty, good job again. We're gonna move on. Marty, have a good time in California. Thanks for taking the time to call us tonight. You got it. All right. You're listening to Talking Sports in a Saturday evening with me, Joe from the Bronx. Hold on, I'm getting to you. Is it raining out there? We're going to find out soon, too. I'm John Friedman. We'll be right back. That was hilarious.
It's absolute confidence in 30,000 precision parts. Or is it? The Mercedes-Benz certified pre-owned sales event now through August 31st. Only at your Autobahn Mercedes-Benz. Coming today, take advantage of first month's payment credit and special financing offers available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. There are those who settle for nothing less. For them, the choice is simple. It's either up to Mercedes-Benz standards or it isn't. It's flawlessly maintained or it isn't. It's either Mercedes-Benz certified pre-owned or it isn't.
Hi, Bill Van Horn here from Blue Rock Energy. At Blue Rock, Federation is just one part of tailoring an energy strategy to your business needs. In addition to finding the right rate structure for electric, gas, and renewable energy sources, we explore things like LED lighting, energy management systems, and HVAC improvements. So you can conserve energy in a way that's unique to your business. Visit BlueRockEnergy.com today to learn how to get a free on-site assessment.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right seat. Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
It's time for You Can't Stump Marty. Brought to you by Brown & Brown Metro. For all of your insurance needs, from homeowners, automobile, workers' comprehensive, business insurance, group health, casualty, and life insurance, visit Brown & Brown Metro on the web.
It was time for Brown & Brown Metro and Marty Stumpmore. All right, things happen. All right, we're going to go right back to the phone line. And Joe from the Bronx, you're on Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. Oh, thank you for listening, and thanks for the call. Yes, you did. Yeah, it's got they just got designed last week. They're going to the printer actually this week. By the next 10 days, you will be getting that shirt, and I saw it. It's a beauty. Yeah. Mm. It's a no-brainer. And it's a great question. It's a no-brainer. I'm going to tell you why. When a guy has an ERA like that, right? And especially on a terrible team, you don't look at wins and losses. You just don't. I call that Greg Maddux-ish. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's dominating with a 1 point, whatever you just said, ERA. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that he is the Cy Young winner in the National League. No doubt about it. You don't look at his wins. And again, he's on a bad team and they're bad defensively too. So he's definitely, I would think if I had a vote, he's the guy. Oh, wouldn't they? And by the way, if the Mets were to trade DeGrom and trade him to the Yankees and the Yankees have a nice minor league system, then they're going to trade him to where they need to trade him. But here's the deal though. Are the Mets going to, are they going to grow organically since they're going to have all this money coming off the books and do it the right way, the way you're supposed to do it? Or are they going to go try and sign free agents? If they go and try to change their team and get competitive via free agents, which is not going to happen, by the way, because you don't win that way. If they are going to go that way and that philosophy, then they are definitely going to keep DeGrom and Syndergaard. But if you're going the other way, you definitely deal them because it'll help you get real quality prospects. Well, in what way? That they keep them or they trade them, right? Yeah. Yes, he has. This has been a good year for him. I guess, when you try to build your team on free agency, it's so hard. I mean, look at the Yankees, look at Houston, look at Oakland. look at Atlanta, look at Philadelphia. They've all grown organically. It's just, that's just my philosophy. I don't think you build a team via free agents, but if they do and it ends up success, then you got 2 starters and ready to go. So I guess we're going to have to wait and find out what the Wilpons do. You guys, thanks you so much for the call. All right, so if you want to get into the show, we got about 12 or about 8 minutes or 9 minutes to go. Give us a call on the Gotta Go to Mo's call-in line at 877-970-2999. That's 877-970-2999. Models.com. I did some research this week and went back and looked. There's been a lot of guys that have been traded at the deadline on the August 31st deadline that have really helped teams. Last year, Verlander was traded to Houston late in August by that deadline, and look what happened with there. I'll give you a small name even. And again, when I mentioned an Atlanta situation, because it's the only one I know, in 95, right, the Atlanta Braves by August 31st deadline went out and got, not a big name, they went out and got Mike Devereaux from the White Sox. You know what happened to Mike Devereaux of the Braves by the postseason? He won the National League NLCS MVP. It happens. And what happens is a lot of teams at that August 31st deadline, they'll throw their whole rosters through to try to make a trade. And what it does is it goes worst to first. The worst team has the dibs first to try to acquire the player, but you got to make a trade that the selling team will agree on. And if that doesn't happen, then it trickles down to the next team, and then the next team, and then the next team. That's what happens in a team like Tampa Bay, for example, or even the Mets, and certainly the Baltimore Orioles are throwing their whole team on the waiver wire. That's what's going to be interesting. Is Jones, the center fielder on Baltimore, is he going to get traded? You see these players you don't think about that get traded, and they end up helping other teams. And like I said, when Mike Devereaux in 95, ended up winning the NLCS MVP, who would have ever thought that? They just wanted to bring in a bench player, and that's what happened. So you never know. All right, let's take our quick last break of the evening. You're listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening with me, John Friedman. It's been great to be with you tonight. Quickly, if you want to get on the show, it's 877-970-2999. I'm John Friedman. James Simeone is on the other side of the glass. We'll be right back.
Diagnostic Services of Liberty, New Jersey, in the heart of Morris County, is your dedicated family neighborhood automotive repair service at the corner of Jefferson and Parsippany Roads in Wickenburg. They fix any performance issues, brakes, tune-ups, suspension work, and all general auto repairs. Your car is important to you, and they know it. If you're seeking friendly service from folks who want your business, look no further than ADS Automotive. Go to adsautomotive.com or give them a call at 973-887-0679. ADS Automotive is a proud sponsor of Talking Sports. When it comes to your family, many of you might be skeptical, like I was, about a relief factor. Pat, do it again for this wonderful 100% good supplement designed to help your own.
The last music of the show to end the show, make sure it's nice and good and pumped up because I read over it. All right, we're back. We're talking sports on a Saturday evening. We're here with our last 7 minutes left of the show. Been a great show tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. A programming note, I mentioned it earlier in the evening, just as a reminder, for you Syracuse Orangemen football fans, for you Army football fans, and for people who like to listen to NFL games on radio on Sunday, right here at AM 970 The Answer, we got games here, along with our sister station, WMCA 570. If you go online and look at the websites there, you'll see the listings of Syracuse games, Army games, NFL games, and also We also, with 570 here at 970, carry Seton Hall basketball games and St. John's basketball games. So we got a lot going on, and let's not forget the great Dino Costa show that comes to you. I always get confused if I'm going to say Monday night or Tuesday morning. Comes to you Monday night late or Tuesday morning at midnight, and you'll go to Monday night late, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. You want to hear good sports talk? You tune into Dino Costa because he knows his stuff. He does his research. He does his due diligence. And I actually pick up a lot of stuff from him during the week as I fade in and out to try to stay up for his show. But from New York City, there are a lot of night owls out there. You know, they don't call it the city that does not sleep because there's a lot of people listening to radio late in the evening, and I enjoy listening to it. And Dino knows his stuff. I promised last week that I'd quickly give you the Major League Soccer standings for those of you, and they don't call it the soccer standings. They call it, I learned it, it's called a tablet. You know, now, a tablet to me was something you always wrote on. You know what, we have them out there. So I can't. Hey, you hate it, but he's got you into it. Real quickly in the East, which is interesting. I'll give you the first three teams in the East. You've got and you've got Atlanta on top, the expansion team from last year. You got Atlanta on top, followed by the Red Bulls, the New York Red Bulls, which, by the way, will you switch the name to the New Jersey Red Bulls already? Right there in Harrison. Yeah, beautiful stadium. New York's got a team. They're in the third spot in the Eastern Conference, the New York City FC. They got their own name. It's time to switch the name Red Bulls to New Jersey. It's enough that we don't have the New Jersey Giants. We don't got the New Jersey Jets. Let's get our own team. They took the Nets from us, so now we got the Devils. Come on. And then, by the way, if you've ever been to a beautiful stadium for soccer, and I have not been, but I've seen pictures and I've talked to fans, that stadium in Harrison, New Jersey for the Red Bulls is outstanding. And matter of fact, I have a friend, Adam, if you're out listening, he's promised to take me for when the Atlanta team comes to town so I can experience a game there. So that's the Eastern Conference. I can't give you any commentary on soccer because I know boo about soccer. That is certainly the case. In the Western Conference, you got FC Dallas on top with Sporting Kansas City. I love that name, Sporting. Followed by LAFC and LA Galaxy. And the LAFC, I think, is an expansion team. So, and the LA Galaxy. So we got some rivalries going on there. And soccer's a long season, man. It goes from like March to October. So I'm so confused between that and the Premier League and this and that. And I don't know. They call it football. I don't call that football. I mean, football's football. Quickly in the WNBA, as they're about to start their play. Don't look at me like that, James, with the WNBA. We got women listeners that are interested. So you've got it just happens to be not because I'm here, and the Atlanta Dream are on top of the the Atlanta Dream are on top of the Eastern Conference, followed by the Washington Mystics and the Connecticut Suns. And in the Western Conference, you got Seattle and the Los Angeles Sparks and the Minnesota Lynx. Their playoffs start, I want to say like next week or the week after. And I said to my son today, who's an Atlanta Hawks fan like I am, what a joke it could be if the Atlanta Dream were to win the WNBA before the Atlanta Hawks ever sniffed a championship in the NBA. So that would be great. It would actually be great for the city of Atlanta that needs their championships. Although I smell one coming. I smell my Falcons. I smell it. No, we're not. No, but they're coming too. They're coming too. They got some good players. They're coming too. It's not going to be too much longer. So anyway, been a great show tonight, and as I told you guys last week, I try to get as much in as we can in a 2-hour span, and the goal here is in about 3 months or so, we're going to add another show. We're going to add another show on hopefully it's going to be one night during the week. We've got sponsors behind us, so we're going to do it. Johnny just wanted to get comfortable with the New York City audience and build our brand, so to speak, which is what we're going to do. And then we'll end up adding another night, and we're going to take this thing by storm. And I couldn't do it without James, who's unbelievable. Chuck, I call him Chuck Charles, who's giving me the wave. He's unbelievable on the phones, and just it's great to be here. And a lot of work goes into this kind of show. And Marty was fabulous tonight, and Stunt Marty, and so were the callers. And we didn't give away a T-shirt tonight, which that was good. We got to keep my overhead as low as possible. I mean, I only printed like 100 of those things, and by the time you give them out to friends and this and that, you're left with 20. So it looks like I'll be running those again. So lots to do, and I hope it's supposed to be nice weather, I think, locally here. I think there's supposed to be, and I asked my wife, can we go to the beach tomorrow? Because I haven't been to the beach this summer yet. Yeah. We'd probably go down to Long Branch. We'll go down to Long Branch. Once in a while, my wife, a few years ago, we rode all the way from Spring Lake on our bikes all the way to Long Branch. It was like a total, like a 19-mile there and back. So it's supposed to be nice. And I always tell my family, too, I want it to be nice for the vendors down there. All right. Looks like we're coming to the end of this week's show. As always, I hope your team wins. I want to thank James Simeone behind the glass and making it happen. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank our callers. And I especially want to thank you, the listeners. You've been listening to Talking Sports on a Saturday evening. I'm John Friedman. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody.
There were some bumps today on this side of the glass.
You did great.
I think we nailed it.
You did a great job, both of you.